Hi, my name is Cameron Keefe, and I am here with the EdVenture Group to welcome you all to the Simulated Workplace Leadership Series for teachers. Today we will be starting Module 1, Leadership 101 for Educators, where we will be identifying the importance of leadership skills, characteristics, principles, and styles in the classroom. Leadership skills are very important for a variety of reasons, as students are very impressionable at this point in their lives. They can greatly benefit from the opportunity of a leadership role, such as in a simulated workplace, to build real-world skills. Especially in this day and age of technological transformation, we are preparing students for jobs in industries that don't even exist yet. With the growth of smart technology, with artificial intelligence and machine learning, it becomes even more vital for people to build and expand their skill set. We need to foster an encouraging environment in which leadership skills help to make students exceptional communicators, which enable them to share their vision with others, teach them how to motivate others and work towards communal goals, allow them to embody a mission beyond themselves without letting their ego get involved, and make them great listeners who respond to feedback from others and are willing to grow and admit when they've made a mistake so that they can continue to improve. Some previously important characteristics of great leaders, such as decisiveness and authority, are now being replaced with more humanistic and social attributes, such as humility. Knowing what you don't know is just as valuable as what you do. Being able to ask for help and input will allow leaders to continue to learn and grow and trust other experiences. Adaptability. Being open to new and creative ideas to innovate and solve problems. Vision. Having a clear and compelling plan that others can be motivated to believe in, even when facing uncertainty. And engagement. Leaders who are engaged with their environment see opportunities to learn, grow, and adapt. Now we are going to look into 6 foundational leadership principles to apply in the classroom. These principles include skills and assets such as time management, goal setting, communication, accountability, network, and self-awareness. First up is time management. Time management involves learning how to prioritize your work to meet deadlines efficiently. This can include tasks, chores, projects, and events that you need to organize and complete in a timely manner. As an activity, we are going to discover our circadian rhythm. Pause the video after the instructions so that you can complete the activity. Write down on a piece of paper your daily routine, starting with when you get up to when you go to bed. Break your list into hourly blocks, and then label each block terms such as on fire, steady, distracted, slowing down, tired, and hungry to indicate how you were feeling at this point during the day. Discuss the following points. When do you get the most work done? When are you the most distracted? What is the ideal time for a break? And at what point during the day should you do a specific task? Specific tasks can include reading, chores, or responding to emails. This helps to figure out your ideal schedule to get work done in the most efficient order. This is also a great activity to have your students complete to see when they are most productive during the day and when they should prioritize certain educational activities like homework. The next foundational leadership principle is goal setting. Setting goals guides progress and helps break a vision into creatively achievable milestones. To analyze this, we will be using SMART goals. SMART can be broken down into the following. S is for specific. What will be accomplished? What actions will you take? Consider the who, what, where, when, which, and how. M is measurable. What data will measure the goal? How much will you need? How well will it work? Examples include productivity results, money earned or saved, and even test grades. A is achievable. Is the goal doable? Do you have the skills and resources necessary? If you don't have the skills and resources needed, what would it take to attain them? R is relevant. How does the goal align with the broader goals and bigger picture? Why is the goal important? And T, time bound. What is the time frame for accomplishing these goals? Is it urgent? Having your students write down their SMART goals at the beginning of the year is a great and thought-provoking activity. Next is communication. Communication takes place across a variety of platforms, such as speech, text, video, and body language. Also in communication, it's important to use active listening skills to understand and empathize with others. Let's pause and take a moment to think about our main forms of communication. How do they differ? Do they change depending on who we are trying to communicate with? Like phone calls, FaceTime, a text, or even Snapchat. Is talking to your boss different than talking to your students? Understanding how people prefer to communicate is a useful skill for leaders to reach their audience most effectively. Challenge your students to identify different ways that they communicate with their peers. Are some of these methods appropriate for different settings? Another principle, accountability, is using a system of checks and balances to keep you on track and give feedback for improvement. This holds you responsible for getting your work done well. This can also include admitting when you made a mistake, accepting responsibility for your own actions, and being willing to bear the consequences and rewards for your team. An example of checks and balances system that can be implemented in the simulated workplace is a board of students who make the decisions with their teacher as an advisor. This keeps accountability transparent and allows for collaboration among members. We will elaborate more about this topic in Module 2. Networking. Networking is building relationships with supporters, advocates, and like-minded individuals who will join your mission and navigate through difficult situations, either by your side or be there to help you. This is an important principle of leadership, as you will have the opportunity to meet a diverse group of people who are brought together by the same wants or visions. Networking will be key for students in the coming years as they graduate and chase their passions in the real world. Making these connections and relationships eases the transition into adulthood. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is understanding your strengths and weaknesses to further identify where you can help and where you need help. Let's pause and take a moment to reflect our understanding of our skill sets. Answer the following questions on either paper or to yourself. What are your passions, interests, and talents? How do they connect to each other? Are they things that you can share and teach to others? What is your personal mission and vision statement for your life? Being self-aware as teachers helps us to better understand and serve our students. Encouraging our students to do this is critical as they are entering a formative stage in their life where they will soon be making big decisions about their future. The last foundational leadership principle is influence. Influence is the ability to personally affect the actions, decisions, opinions, and thinking of others. You can influence someone through logical appeals, emotional appeals, or cooperative appeals. Logical appeals, the head, tap into people's rational and intellectual positions. This is the way that they think about a topic. Emotional appeals, or the heart, connect your message or project to individual goals and values. This targets how somebody feels. And then cooperative appeals, the hands, involve collaboration and alliances or partnerships to work together towards a mutual goal. It is important for your students to understand how they can influence their teammates and classmates. This even includes their attitudes. Along the lines of foundational principles comes a skill that leaders need to master, and that skill is learning agility. Learning agility is the ability to be constantly in a learning mode, valuing and seeking lessons and experiences that you can gain from any place or situation. Leaders value learning from others any chance that they get, and know that they can do this by asking questions, learning from mistakes, and being open to feedback or constructive criticism. Now we will be focusing on different leadership styles, and then identifying our own leadership style. As a teacher, leading by example is an excellent way to show students the importance and influence of effective leadership skills. The 5 leadership styles we will be identifying today include authoritative, participative, delegative, transactional, and transformational. Authoritative leadership. One leader creates the expectations and defines the outcomes. This can be helpful when you need to make decisions quickly and remain consistent, but it can also reduce the collaboration and creativity. In a traditional classroom, students see this style when given clear instructions and guidelines in class, with you, the teacher, as the authoritative leader. Darth Vader is a great example of an authoritative leader because he is the man in charge, making all of the decisions, setting the timelines, and communicating his expectations. We just won't be getting into how insubordination is a punishable offense. Participative leadership. Participative leaders involve their team members in the decision-making process. This increases motivation and creativity, but can lead to decisions being very time-consuming. Students learn this style by actively engaging in group projects, clubs, and team sports. They learn inclusion, engagement, and how to motivate others to contribute. Leslie Knope, from Parks and Recreation, was a boss known for her work ethic, passion, and love of waffles. She was always committed to doing the right thing and involved her team every step of the way, making her a great participative leader example. She was also very supportive of her team members and said that a leader must have confidence in themselves and their work. Delegative leadership. Delegative leadership focuses on delegating initiatives and tasking to team members. This can work well when team members are valued and tasked based on their skills and competency, but it can lead to inequality if responsibilities are not split fairly. Students may struggle to fairly divide tasks, especially if there is disagreement amongst participants. Michael Scott from The Office is a great example of a delegative leader in the show that he hands any work he is assigned straight off to Dwight or another member of the team based off their skill set or the fact that he just doesn't want to do it. Transactional leadership. This is where transactions such as rewards or punishments are used to get the job done. This helps leaders set specific, achievable goals for employees, but it minimizes the empathy and understanding for others. For students, this reward system can be efficient to minimize confusion, but it creates more followers than leaders in the classroom. For an example, Fred is the team leader in Scooby-Doo and is frequently transactional when it comes to bribing Scooby with Scooby snacks to get him to explore haunted houses, catch monsters, and even bad guys, which he originally would not want to do. The last leadership style is transformational. Transformational leadership is where the leader inspires the team with a vision and empowers them to achieve it. This increases team morale through motivation and support, but it may be time-consuming in providing constant motivation and feedback. For students, this may add value to the relationships with the validation and encouragement from a role model. Ted Lasso becomes a transformative leader as he gets to know his soccer team on a deeper and personal level so that he can motivate them with encouraging words and kindness. In the show, Ted Lasso is coaching a soccer team instead of the football team he had planned. And he asks the players questions to learn how to play the game and inspires them to be a winning team that plays for each other. After hearing about these 5 leadership styles, it's time to discover your own personal leadership style. This will tell you more about the way that you lead by example and how your students learn from you in your lessons in class. Take a moment to answer some of the following questions. What do you believe is your leadership style? What leader do you prefer to follow? Are you the same style of leader that you prefer to follow, or are they different? Which do you think is the best leader for students to learn from? Let's take a moment to reflect. How can you incorporate leadership styles and principles into the classroom? Maybe this is by activities or group work, competitions, or assignments in the simulated workplace. Lastly, leadership comes in all shapes and sizes. To expose your students to different leadership styles and levels, we suggest bringing in a community leader. Community leader can share with them their experience and provide an opportunity for students to learn from a different perspective. Thank you for listening, and please do not hesitate to reach out to Amber and I if you have any questions. Thank you.